What's going on, everyone? Jeremy from The Quartering, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day. My dad is out of the hospital, home, resting. Last shill for a thumbs up on the video for Papa Hambley's health. I'm going to go see him with the DOG tomorrow, but I can't spell it out because then he'll get excited and he'll be dancing around all night long. So, my dog, not my dad. Alita, Battle Angel. It's been on my list of movies to watch, and I wanted to wait for reviews, and it seems like they're really split. It's another one of those classic films. It's another one of those classic films where the critics really don't care for it, apparently, but its fans, the fandom of it, is super strong. This is really prevalent if you look at something like Rotten Tomatoes, which only has a 60%, which I think is the absolute bare minimum to not be, quote, rotten. But the audience score gave it a 93%. You could also see when Angry Joe reviewed it, as somebody who isn't a deep lore fan of Alita, giving it a 6 out of 10, his fans did not care for that. It seems like people have a deep love of this franchise. It goes back to the manga. And I respect that. But also, as someone coming into it without the deep lore, maybe people don't care for it as much. I'll be the first to tell you that I'm going into it open-minded. I'm going to go see it this weekend. And, I don't know, I'll probably enjoy it. But that isn't really what people are complaining about. That's right. So it did well in the box office, brought in about $30 million. On the other hand, the amount is modest. Next to roughly $170 million it took to make the movie. Produced by James Cameron, based on the manga series, and digitally augmented. Rosa Salazar leads the cast that also includes Christopher Waltz and Mahershala Ali. And Mortal Engines, which was one of the biggest flops of 2018, opening to about $7.5 million domestically against a budget of around $100 million. Fox had initially planned to release Alita Battle Angel in December, which it would have gone up against the tangle of holiday crowd pleasers. The studio's decision to push the release to February seems to have helped Cameron avoid at least the Mortal Engines-like disaster. Now, $30 million on a kind of a holiday weekend is definitely light. If you spent $200 million, they're probably going to lose money on this film, which really is unfortunate for the fans that apparently really, really enjoyed it, because you're probably not going to get any further stories in this line. I'm not entirely sure any future movies, but you're probably not going to make your money back. But that isn't the real problem with this film. I'm going to see it. People seem to really like it. I'm going to check it out. The real problem with this is, of course, her body. That's right. Alita has a design problem, but it's not the big eyes. Nope. Alita's big eyes. Alita Battle Angel brings Alita's big eyes to life in stunning fashion, making them incredibly believable. But the movie fails to compellingly explain why her android body conforms to a sexualized, ideal body type. Oh my God. How? Oh, yeah, it should have been more fat androids, please. Please. Now we're going to write this. We're not going to write this article about Scarlett Johansson, are we? Anyway. Bringing the character to live action using CGI to transform actress Rosa Salazar into the hero, Alita Battle Angel, works as an origin story for Alita. Then, the android's core being salvaged by Dr. Dyson Ito, Alita spends much of the movie attempting to discover who she was forging a path for the person she wants to be. During the first 2 acts of Battle Angel, Alita utilizes the body that Ito created for his sickly daughter before she was murdered. In the second act, Alita discovers an android warrior's body on a ship belonging to the United Republics of Mars, feels connected to it after her battle against Gruishka. In her body created by Ito is destroyed. He attaches her to the Yoram tech body, and it is here that Alita finally becomes the character from the manga, sexualized adult body and all. But the explanation the movie gives for why she looks that way is eye-rollingly bad. Ostensibly, Alita, Battle Angel, depicts Alita with big eyes and the ideal body type because that's how the character looks in the manga. We can presume that the movie didn't want to reimagine or redesign the character in any way, and the filmmakers went to great lengths to bring Alita's uniquely large eyes to life. However, the movie never explains why Alita's eyes are so big. We do see flashbacks and other URM androids had eyes like that. Well, so there. And honestly, who cares, right? It's just the character. Do they explain why some of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park have different colors or different eyes or bigger noses? No, they don't. It's just part of the film. Battle Angel goes through the trouble of explaining why Alita's URM body transforms from how she originally found it to a body with large boobs and a small waist to an overall thin appearance. After Ito connects Alita's core to the body, it transforms, and Nurse Gerhard makes a comment that the tech is conforming to Alita's idea of how she should look. The contrast between how the movie treats Alita's eyes, which are big just because that's the way she and the URM androids were designed, versus her body, which is given an actual expositional explanation, implies that the filmmakers knew she'd need to explain why her body became, and by the way, they're saying over. That implies that there's a correct amount of it, by the way. The filmmakers knew. Now, I'm going to sell some tickets. Alita, hook a boy up with like a full-size cutout. I'm gonna hook your boy up right here. Nothing better than hooking up SJWs to plows and farming money out of them. The filmmakers knew they'd have to justify this. Again, that you don't know that. You don't know that. Went from a muscular appearance to the original URM body to the sexualized feminine body. It becomes in order to maintain the character's manga design, and their justification is ridiculous. Rather than implicitly explain, Alita's body looks how it does because it's how the androids were designed, Battle Angel plays it off like it's Alita's own ideal warrior body. So what? Why can't you look good and feel good about it? I mean, what's wrong with that? This feels like fit shaming. One with different proportions and seemingly very little muscle. Sure, we knew Alita was likely programmed to believe that, but the way the movie depicts the scene, especially in context of having established Alita as a free-thinking and rebellious character, having her conform to anyone else's idea doesn't make sense. Right, because just because you might not conform to typical ideas, you must also conform to not conforming, right? Is that what the point is here? That you should have been fat and had brightly colored hair, because that's what everyone else wanted you to do. It seems to me that in modern day, in 2019, feeling good about looking good is rebellious. Having the opportunity to transform the body into the warriors would enlarge her boobs and trim our arms, waists, and legs. For example, how actual women think warrior women should look in media. Just look at the redesigned She-Ra. You mean they look like boys? Oh, I see. You want her to look like a boy. I get it. A Netflix animated show, the Amazon Warriors from Themyscira, I don't know if I pronounced that right, and Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman. To imply that Alita would choose the ideal female body type over a more practical, less sexualized one isn't just laughable. It goes against everything established about her character. Really? This sounds like you're writing an article that you want her, who you're trying to say is a rebel, who is free thinking, you want her to conform to nonconformity. Isn't that still conforming? I mean, so what if her body type is traditional and good looking? What's wrong with that? It's the same thing. These are the same people that would have a problem with people. These same people have fat acceptance. Look, I'm overweight. It's not healthy. I should lose weight. If you're overweight, you should do that too. Do I think you're any less of a human? No. Do I like you any less? No, of course not. But that doesn't mean that people who are fit have anything to be ashamed of. A brilliant film ruined by Hollywood unnecessarily sexualizing a character. Yeah, making her look like she looks in the manga ruined the film for you. I mean, this is so absurd that I can't even believe people are writing this. The Me Too era tells us that this is a dangerous thing. And so famous film directors and producers at companies they work for have to think harder about the way the women and girls in their stories appear. What? What? Yeah, just make everybody ugly. That'll make everyone happy. Make everyone look like you. You ever notice that people that have the biggest problem with good-looking people are not good-looking themselves? Why do you think that is? You know, Occam's razor tells us that the most likely answer is probably the correct one. And to me, it seems like these opinions are coming from people who are not, who have deep personal issues with their own looks and are projecting that on other people. They want everyone else to look like them. That's crazy talk. Of course, some people are better looking than others, but that doesn't ruin anything. I mean, the way they've made Alita look like a teenage girl is utterly tone deaf, and they should have known better. Yeah, I don't think that's why people aren't seeing the movie. I think probably the big eyes was probably a risk. And I do get that it's staying true, but like people that aren't familiar with Alita might have been a little weirded out by it. I thought the trailer looked pretty good, but obviously it's how they made her look like an attractive woman that's the real problem. Well, I'll be seeing Alita this weekend. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.